everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jason Christie, President and Publisher of the Triangle Business Journal, and I'm joined today with Claudette LeBlanc, Chief Operations Officer for RapidScale. Claudette is being honored with a Women in Business Award from TBJ this year. Congratulations to you, and thank you for being here today, Claudette.
Thank you. I am so delighted by the award. I can't wait. I have told my entire family about it. So thank you for making this happen today.
That's great. And we're looking forward to awarding you here in a couple days, actually. So, Claudette, you've had an impressive career path to your current role at RapidScale. Tell us more about your journey.
I love this question so much because I started as a math teacher, and that is not the traditional path to COO, as you can imagine. So. Sure. When I was graduating college, I had been tutoring. I went to school in New Orleans, and tutor was the safest job that I could have while I was still trying to make it to my early classes. And I just really loved it. I took to it, changed what I was doing from my international business major to really refocus myself on education. That is a tough job, as I think anybody listening who knows or loves a teacher knows. It'll burn you out pretty quickly. So after about 6 years, I made the switch into educational technology instead, and began focusing really on what I could do to help operationally improve the lives of teachers, thereby really reaching more kids in the end. Because if I could help 5 teachers, then I could help all of their students as well as versus just my own course load. Sure. That got me really hooked on technology, and I started figuring out what more I could learn. The teaching and learning is a very real addiction there. So I went into additional layers of technology, most recently sports AI/ML, so predictive analytics on who's going to be the first round draft pick, all of that sort of thing. And from there came to RapidScale, where I'm now immersed in cloud technology and really enjoying the learning process.
Wow, that's quite the diverse and exciting journey. What kinds of challenges did you meet along the way?
I think one of them that I regretfully still face is there's a difficulty for people translating what they know to be true about teaching into what they know to be true about corporate America. And the two things don't really match for a lot of folks. So there's a constant defense and explanation that I've had to face over how I came from the classroom to where I am today and how those skills could possibly transfer.
And have people been receptive in what you're trying to explain to them?
I think once I explain it, yes, absolutely. My boss has started joking that his brand is finding teachers because he's got 3 former teachers on staff now. So he's pretty tickled with himself about that.
That's great. Who are some of the people that served as mentors to you along the way?
That was hard fought for me at first. Coming from the classroom, I didn't really understand the importance of a mentor until I'd been a couple of years back in corporate America. I was lucky, and I'm lucky, to be clear, I'm lucky today. I have a lot of great male allies who I rely on for advice, but I had a really powerful female leader very early in my career, relatively speaking. And that was at a critical point in my own life when I was becoming a first-time mom. And so she really helped me figure out how I could not have to lean into one or the other at any given point in time, that there was a way to harmonize the two things without feeling like I was giving either short shrift. And so that was a really pivotal moment for me. And as I've grown in my career, have always tried to now keep a woman ahead of me so that I know where I'm going, as well as to turn behind and make sure that I'm bringing the women behind me up with me, so that as young women in my organization are now kind of getting to that same stage or are fresh out of college and they're not really sure how to direct themselves. That's one of the things that I feel most passionately about, is being sure that I can be there to be the light and help answer the hard questions and reassure them that it's not unusual or they're not alone, because I've been very lucky to have that done for me.
That's fantastic. And speaking of passion, away from the office, looking at your profile, I know that education and women's initiatives continue to be important to you. Tell us more about that.
The two, to me, fit very nicely here at RapidScale, where I'm able to do a great deal of work. RapidScale is a Cox business company. So that means that when we're looking at the entire Cox ecosystem, we're looking at 45,000 employees. So I've got a great pathway within the business to participate in leadership roles within our diversity councils, our employee resource groups, are women's directed initiatives so that I can be very focused on the progress of women in technology, which is, of course, traditionally male dominated to this day. Educationally, I'm a Chatham County resident, so supporting my public schools, making sure that time and treasure are going right to fuel up to any of the programs that make sure that kids are able to address some of the gaps that they face. I think COVID set us behind educationally. And so any of the programming that's around and available in the county to help close that and try to restore the pathways to education, I think making sure that the kiddos aren't forgotten there. My son and I, he probably would rather do a little bit less on the weekends than I, but we're committed.
Sure. Claudette, TBJ is honoring you this year with a Women in Business Award. We've been doing this program for 26 years. We've had a lot of fantastic female executives cross that stage to accept that award. Tell me what this means to you. What does this say to you?
I think it's tremendously exciting. And I am honestly struggling a little to believe that it's real, because I grew up reading 40 under 40 and the top women in business in this industry or that industry, and it just did not seem attainable. Those didn't feel like me. I was a little girl in South Carolina. I was at not a Ivy League institution, and so to have used the power of my network and the power of looking critically at myself and finding where my skills gaps were and saying, okay, I'm going to do something different to remediate that, to be recognized in this way, to have my town that I live in see me as somebody worth noting is absolutely incredible. This will be the high point of my career for sure.
That's great to hear. Claudette, you're obviously very busy with home and with work. What's next for you? What's next for RapidScale?
Oh, what's next for RapidScale? My goodness. We are absolutely on a rocket ship. If you are downtown, you may have seen our new brand, which is in fact a rocket ship.
Yes.
So we have now expanded to include public cloud capabilities in addition to our kind of traditional X as a service capabilities. So the end game for us now is that customers can work with us for anything they need, going all the way up the stack, technologically speaking. So our in-house expertise turns us from more than just a managed services provider and more into really a guide alongside, so that if you need something, RapidScale can be there. We can provide you with dedicated team members. We can provide you with softwares and services. And we really look out there and we see what our competitors are offering, and we see how holistic our suite is. And I think all of us sit back a little and say, all right, we are exactly where we're supposed to be. So we're ready. We've got new signage coming to our building shortly, so you'll be seeing us everywhere.
That's fantastic. Claudette, I want to thank you for joining us today. I look forward to presenting you with your award at the 2024 Triangle Business Journal Women in Business Awards, and I want to once again congratulate you in being named one of this year's honorees.
Thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate it.
Thank you.